If you're in a business that flourishes in the summer, if you sell ice cream, fresh fruit, you're at an amusement park, any kind of outdoor activity, or anything related to the summer, this is your time. You're probably very excited about the business that comes in, the activity that goes on, and just how the business can really soar in this season. If you're not in a business that soars and flourishes in the summer, these can be some challenging days as people are on vacation, as they slow down, as they're less serious. And I have to tell you that over the years, the summer has always been a challenge for me. And I have always said to myself, look, I'm going to take off in August, and I just never really did it. But there are a couple of things I can tell you from experience about these days that are important. The first is, don't get discouraged by what you see, because the summertime, particularly August, is a different dynamic. People are just very casual, very slow moving, not very serious, and not until they're starting to prepare for school and the return of the fall season do they get really serious. So there's a period of time where it feels like your business has imploded, that there's nothing going on and the business is just over. Now, if you're under pressure to perform financially, strategically, if you're under pressure, these are very difficult times, because you are looking at the days going by and you're thinking, wow, I sure would like to have some new business these days. You know, the bills haven't diminished. I'd like to have some new business. But don't get discouraged, because these days still count. The second thing is, make your days count. So don't squander the day. You know, don't get discouraged, but don't make the day count. So continue to do things that you can do during this season. Get your database in order, get your mailings in order, write some new copy for your website, do some new designing, some new strategic planning, reach out to the clients that are there, do some follow-up. Use the time effectively. Because if you don't use the time effectively, you're really going to feel down, because you let a month go by or two where you didn't make the progress that you really should have made. Now, the third thing is realize that even though many people have slowed down, and it can be discouraging, and you might find yourself doing work that is different than what you might normally do, it can still be effective. There could be still things happening. So don't write off this period as if you're not going to get any business. I remember one summer, I was really just frustrated. Nothing was working. And I wasn't really thinking about the fact that it was August. I was just thinking about, I had gone through a series of months where nothing was happening, and here I was in a month where it looked like things were dead in the water. And I made a couple of calls and sent a couple of things out in the mail to people. Back then, postal mail. And I said, okay, I'm just going to shut down this office here, and I'm just going to get out and get some air. And when I came back, I had a message from someone who I had been trying to work with for a long time. And the message was, Andre, we want you to participate in this event that's coming up. And it turned out to be a great opportunity. I called in, had a conversation. And this person was just coming back from vacation, saw some things on their desk, decided they were going to give it some attention, saw what I had sent, heard my follow-up phone calls, and realized, oh, I've got to call him. He's a good person to do this for us. So the bottom line is, my sales efforts that I was continuing during the summer months were effective, and I started to see it happen in August. So this is the point I want to make to you, that while these can be difficult days in some businesses, keep in mind that there's an ebb and flow in business, and there are periods where you have a focus on some things, and then a focus, not so much of a focus on other things. And this is a time where you should continue your sales and marketing efforts, not get too concerned that they're not yielding the kinds of responses you might get in other seasons, but continue them and don't squander the days. Make sure that you use these days effectively. If you're working, work. If you're not working, then don't work. That's the bottom line here. And I think that if you take this approach during these days, it'll be far more rewarding for you. If you're in your own business, every day is a day that's important to you. And you look at these days and you think, well, yeah, I know this person's on vacation, but could you have done this deal before you left? Or could you have signed the contract before you left? Could you have sent the check before you left? And if you work for someone else, let's say you're in sales or something like that, these days can be challenging because you might feel like you want to take a break, you want to do something else, and you want to, you just want to change. You want to enjoy the weather, maybe. You want to enjoy the season. But if you're in business, you're in business, and you've got to do a good job year round, and you've got to understand how to use time like this effectively. So my point to you is make sure that you use this time effectively. Don't get discouraged. Continue to be focused, and it will yield benefits for you. I promise you. If you like this tip, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. Share it with someone in your network. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.